Oh, what's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, we've got a few leaks here no one's seen before, with Team Bivol losing their head. Look at this Frank Warren, man. This is. I like the fights that are being made, but seeing these two bum licking each other is fascinating. That's what the coin does. Yeah, the coin will make two. I mean, how old's Frank? Must be knocking on to 70. Coin will make a 70-year-old man lick the butthole of his worst enemy, essentially. That's what the coin has done. Yeah? His turbulence, he said, "Hey Frank, hey Eddie, you two get your booties popping for me." And they're like, yeah? They're looking at it from the back. Anyway, let's get to the first one. It gets more explosive. This corny cat here, he starts alleging that it was a religious slash nationality type shtick. Okay, the first one.
Eddie, we're just discussing Bivol and Beterbiev. You thought Bivol had done enough?
Listen, I don't want to disrespect Artur Beterbiev. They're two of the greatest fighters of our generation. You saw the body language. They were in the corner. They knew they'd lost the fight. 116, 112 to Artur Beterbiev. You gave Dmitry Bivol 4 rounds. They gave Bivol. This is a joke.
That was far
It's
too
a
wide.
7-5, 8-4 fight to Dmitry Bivol. He was cruising the fight. He gave up some rounds at the end of the fight. They knew the body language. They're telling him in the corner, you have to knock him out
At the end of the
fight.
10th round.
You have to knock him out to win the fight.
That's what we said when we were sitting there.
You know, he's
Ed, might you be trying to get a
of
rematch?
course. He was robbed of the Undisputed Championship tonight. Because when you get
He deserves
scorecards
a
like that,
rematch.
116, 112,
It deserves a
I
rematch.
cannot believe you give Dmitry Bivol 4 rounds.
And I've got to be honest, if I was in his position, I'd be upset. I mean, I did before you got here. I felt
He did say that.
Bivol won it by a couple of rounds.
Eddie, we're just discussing Bivol and Beterbiev.
Frank. So there's you probably heard these ones already, to be fair. Eddie, Eddie's got to say that though, ain't he? Because Eddie, man, you keep losing your world champions, that's for sure. I'm trying to think, who's he got now? Really? Okay, he's got Boots Ennis. Who knows what he gonna do though? Well, he should be alright, but Boots is pretty good. He should be alright until he's not though. You see what I mean? See that one there? He should be pretty good until he's not. How about that? Anyway, let's get on to the more pressing matters. Here is Bivol's manager losing his head and blaming Turkey. Here we go.
Of why that happened and why the judges did that, at least that's going to bring some exposure to the situation, because they're just favoring the guy that I don't know if it's promoter involved or they're liking. There's no big star in this. There wasn't a bigger star in this fight. Both of the guys were top level fighters. Both of the guys dedicated their entire life to the sport, and they have to look at both guys as giving it all and understanding that one round that they're unethical or immoral, or they're trying to help another guy because he's with maybe top rank or if he's a certain nationality or whatever. I don't know the reason. I don't know. In this fight, I don't even understand what the politics are, because at the end of the day, I think if people on Twitter are saying it's a draw, and these are major people that really don't, there's no subjectivity, I think we should make the judges think that way as well.
So you heard the bars there from his manager. That's part one of the bars. And it's clear what he's getting at here, because they're both Russian, so it's not about nationality, is it? Yeah? It's about nationality. That's what it can never be. This is, and if you look at a lot of the comments and whatnot, everyone's saying, I think Paulie Malignaggi. Listen, let me tell you something about Paulie Malignaggi and Chris Algieri. Yeah? Let me tell you something about Paulie No Power Malignaggi. The reason they sucked Bivol off is because they couldn't punch for toffee neither. Does that make sense? Paulie Malignaggi, yeah. Paulie No Power having slapped up by Conor McTapper, Malignaggi, and Chris Algieri. They have to sit there and chill. Because when Pacquiao was lighting dude up, he'd like to think, to be fair, Floyd did punch Pacquiao's head off. That's a fact. But still, that's levels. No one's disputing that Floyd punched up Pacquiao's head. That's not what happened though. This wasn't a Floyd versus Pacquiao. That would be an example of someone half having a go, Pacquiao stepping in and getting popped. This wasn't that though. He was running. Floyd wasn't actually running from Pacquiao. He didn't hold his feet, but he was slapping Pacquiao in the mouth. There was no one argued really Pacquiao lost that fight. No, that if you want to, no one argued it. It's not like Pacquiao was just chasing him. That's the reason the Maidana 1 fight. Floyd versus Maidana 1, that was close. Was it a split decision? I'm not sure either way. It was close on the cards, and The reason is, this is combat sports. It's not fencing. Bivol will be a great fencer. His footwork's like fencing footwork, faffing around. This is boxing, combat. Mortal Kombat. Back in the day, they go until it's over. Now you can say, oh, YYB, the game's been changed and it's been estrogenized, and now we do. No. The spirit of the game is you go until it's over. There's a reason their man did it that way back in the day. Just because, oh, well, brain science and whatever else. You have to keep some of that in there, surely. Just because you've changed the rules and made the rules safer as such, the spirit of the game is who would have won a fight to the end? And it wasn't Bivol, and it wasn't the fact it wasn't his. Well, maybe his religion did give him strength. That's the level of rigging we see here, or we saw at the weekend. The extent that religion played a role is that Beterbiev believed he could keep coming forward. That said, was Beterbiev perfect? I don't think he was. I think he was actually lackluster. He was missing. But it just goes to show, imagine if he had another step on there. Bivol's finished. Yeah? Just because you man sat there listening to round 11 with Sky Sports or DAZN commentary telling you he won round 11. It's like, whoa, that's some kind heard of a lie. I've heard from two different people that Bivol won rounds 11 and 12. I swear down. It's wild. Oh yeah, Paulie, that was it. Paulie said he won round 12. And then the Sky Cat said he won round 11. So it's like, wait a minute. Yeah? Those are 2 rounds he definitely lost. Everyone agrees that. Even Eddie Hearn said in the clip I played earlier, he gave away the last rounds. So what are we doing here? All these pseudo-boxing heads. He lost the last 2 rounds. So if you can sit there and say, like Sky Sports, he won rounds 10, 11, 12. What are we doing here? You got his manager talking about, oh, we need objectivity. Yeah, we do. Objectivity is you lost the last 3 rounds for damn sure. The rest of the fight's irrelevant, if I'm honest. Yeah? The rest of the fight for me is irrelevant. How did it end? It ended with you, people. I've never seen Bivol clinging on for dear life. Have you? When a man has to cling on for dear life, who isn't a clinger? Watch the Bivol fight. I didn't see Bivol clinch Canelo once. That's the truth. He'd just stand in there in the middle of the ring like this and tuck up and exchange and have a look. He wasn't. In fact, yeah, towards the last rounds of the fight, Bivol literally stood in the middle of the ring and put his hands up and he punked Canelo. He got the better of them exchanges. Where was that then? For a guy who was delivering a boxing masterclass. He didn't want nothing to do with that, did he? He did not want nothing to do with that. He was clinging on. A man who never clings on was clinging on. What does that tell you? Who was broken there? Who here can say Beterbiev was broken? So forget the scorecards. And he lost on the scorecards anyway. But forget them. Forget them. And I'm happy that Bivol wants to rematch, and that's the right thing to do. Unless, I ain't gonna lie, I got a video coming soon, but I'd prefer to watch Bivol. I'd prefer to watch, if possible, which I believe the percentage chance is probably less than 1%. But there was Canelo talking about, yeah, I want to fight Beterbiev. I want to fight Beterbiev. He's fucking nuts, man. Put him off my stride. What was it again? Canelo was talking about how he wants to fight. Wow, it's kicking off. It's truly kicking off, folks. Anyway, scrambled my head. Mutts scramble your head. Just making noise for nothing. Where was I? Oh yeah, Canelo said, if Bivol wins, I want the rematch, and I might compete for undisputed and go up to 175. So there's some murmurings that he might go up to 175 and compete against Beterbiev. I don't think he will, but if he did, I'd rather see that now. Why? Because Bivol, he can only run some more. Don't get me wrong, I'll take either is what I'm saying. I'll take the rematch. But if Beterbiev could get a Canelo fight, I want to see Canelo get a stop, man. Seriously, I'll never bet on the KO. I'd bet on Beterbiev to win, but I'd also put some decent coins on rounds 10 to 12. He will stop Canelo. Why? Canelo runs out of gas even more than Bivol. He's smaller than Bivol, and his feet are heavier than Bivol. He ain't gonna have to skirt around the ring like Bivol does. Listen, I might be wrong. Maybe Canelo goes in there and gets the left hook off and just knocks Beterbiev out. That's also possible, right? But there'll be more of a fight to it. Name me one person who's really okay. Triple G. Triple G half came to fight with Canelo. Even then, no. The first fight, yes, but the second fight, Golovkin was boxing more. So arguably Golovkin got turned out. Mr. Big Drama Show, Mr. I Always Come Forward was boxing with Canelo, so he must have felt something as well. When a power guy starts boxing, it's like, I don't know, and even Abel Sanchez was in the corner saying, come on now, give it, put it on him now, put it on him. Anyway, we haven't actually seen no one go there and yes, Bivol won that fight and it was dominant, but Bivol was, I was begging him in the last few rounds, go on then, put it on him now, he's too conservative. It's a bit like Usyk and AJ in the last rounds, too conservative, he wasn't saying he's happy just to win. Beterbiev, when Canelo's out of gas, and Beterbiev, he fights at one pace, where most fighters are quick for the first 4 to 6 rounds. He's not particularly quick in the first round, but he maintains that. He does exactly the same thing. You don't notice nothing really slips off from round 1 to round 12. That's what he does great. His round average is consistent. He can every single round, whereas every other fighter, by round 8, even ones with good gas tank. Look at Bivol, great gas tank. Even by round 8, 9, they're tired. It's almost unhuman at Beterbiev. But Canelo is going to be right there. And it's an intriguing play-out, because like I said, we haven't actually seen no one. Kovalev was running from, even though I believe Kovalev was probably winning on the cards from the jab. But Kovalev was running from Canelo ultimately. Kovalev didn't come there and stand there with Canelo or chase him down. That's what I want to see. Canelo could also fight Benavidez. But Benavidez don't have nothing to offer. But Beterbiev at least has the undisputed. It's not going to happen. I've digressed. Let's get back to this thing here. There's another part we're going to get to. This is where he talks about, makes allegations in more depth. Dmitry's manager. Here we go. Proper loses his head.
From looking at the scorecard, Pavel Kardini, after he comes back from Chechnya, he should be suspended. That's my opinion. Because obviously, there's something going on. He's always done well, actually, in previous fights. So whatever happened here, it's outrageous.
Where is he from again?
Poland.
Where is the judge from?
Poland.
He's from Poland, but I said when he comes back from Chechnya, he should be suspended. That was the idea.
All right, guys, thank you so much for your support.
So, Bivol's manager is alleging that the guy has just been to Chechnya, and the guy, that man's name, Ramzan Kadyrov, he's a big Chechen boss, war crimes, top alleged Western war crime boss. He jumped in the ring, he was happy. I mean, all due respect, people, if we're going to talk about people rigging things, Bivol's team was happy. You can't win with these haters. When someone get their ass beat or didn't want to fight like Bivol, everyone make excuses. This was that the other. Because one minute they were saying, Beterbiev's team weren't happy. The other side are saying Beterbiev's team was happy. Or Ramzan Kadyrov was happy. Bivol's team was happy. So did they know? Did they rig it as well then? Right? Make it make sense. You can't read into them things. I believe Ramzan was, think about it. If you come out there to support your man, and he's made it 12 rounds and he's chased, especially them old school Chechen heads. No doubt Ramzan's old school, right? So, he don't want to, if he sees a man, Bivol, running around the ring, he's going to assume his man's won. His man came to fight. Now, if Beterbiev got knocked out, or he got proper boxed up, and was bent out of shape and didn't want to come forward no more, then I don't think Ramzan would have come in smiling. He came in smiling because Beterbiev could have been better. Man, he's 40 years old and got a bum knee. Yeah? That is the best Bivol ever. Against almost definitely the worst Beterbiev ever, if we're honest. Do you know how hard it is, people, to have knee surgery 5 months ago and get in there in this situation? That's crazy in itself at 40 years old. I don't even hear of these young cats, these young boxers. They don't even do that. No one does that. Normally, the protocol for an operation is a year. You want to proper make sure it's all healed up. 5 months and you're constantly using it. And yes, obviously, after injuries, I think, to the knee, you're supposed to use it. You're not supposed to be going 10 out of 10 on it straight away. He'd have to have been 10 out of 10 on it. Almost immediately. 5 months before you have an operation. 2 months of rest, maybe. And even if you have 2 months of rest, your cardio drops off. Right? Beterbiev's a guy who's used to be in the gym day in, day out for years on end. You take 2 months off for rest. A 12-week camp, that sounds good for casual boxing fans, but in reality, top athletes, Usyk's always in the gym. And when you have 2 months off, to get it back in 12 weeks, it's almost impossible. It takes 12 weeks just to get back to a base fitness in reality in terms of peak. Listen, you had your best shot, and in the rematch, you get smoked. That's what I believe happened. He gets smoked even more. So I'm glad he wants it. That's the right thing to do. Run it back. If Carrot Top don't want it, run it back. But these theories here, it's not like if Bivol was in there, yeah, giving it to Beterbiev in the championship rounds, I'd be saying Bivol won. But the way he finished that fight, it would have been a travesty for a draw, and it would have been a travesty for a Bivol win. Fact. He knows what was good in there. Yeah, you know, come on. You know when you're posting up there with Canelo, just tucking up and having a bit of fun, and then you know when you're clinching for the first time in your career and clinging on. You know, he know what good, man. He know what's good. That's what he knows. It's not. You don't have to have been when you're even if you only do sparring. You know when someone's got your number. You know if you're being hit and you don't really like it, but you can't do nothing back. And that's what this was here, folks. You know when you're being hit and you don't like it, but you can't do nothing back. That's what he knew. Yeah, that's what he knew. So spiritually, he lost the fight. On the card, he lost the fight. Congratulations. Nothing to do with the Chechens. And as far as Turkey is concerned, the whole Muslim thing, I don't know why he's going to the Chechens for. More likely, it would have been Turkey's going to have to be involved at some level in that. I don't think they're in Saudi. They're not in Chechnya, right? Is it possible that the KGB kind of snuck in and did an operation on it? And again, Bivol's Russian as well, but Bivol's more Russian, more Western Russian. And again, I don't think the Russians really like Muslims like that. I don't know. It's conflicting. Who knows what the truth is here? Who knows what the truth is? I'm confused because Putin's got a beef with Habib. And yet Habib, he's Dagestani, but I couldn't tell you where that is on the map. I thought Habib and the Chechen cats are close, but then Putin is friends with Kadyrov, but not friends with Khabib, so it's gone a bit mad. I'm not sure what to make of things. Either way, you got your ass beat, man. It's not like it was one of them. Yeah. If Bivol had fought Canelo and he didn't get that decision, that was a complete Kabbalah scam. That's a boxing masterclass. No one disputes that. That 115, 113 card was ridiculous. He won 9 rounds in that fight, conservatively. You could maybe give Carrot Top 2 or 3 sympathy rounds. But this one, you know what's good, man. You know what's good. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about it. People, stop it.